All right, good day to you. My name is Fred Oakman, and as always with me today is Mr. Jake Peters. We are PS This Is Awesome, a PlayStation podcast. This is episode 230. This is a show where we share our feelings about the current state of PlayStation. But before we get on with the show, I'd like to invite you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PSThisIsAwesome. Visit us on Twitter at PSThisIsAwesome. If you want to make fun of our trophy list on the PSN, you can find me at anchorless_81 and Mr. Jake Peters at JakeSaw01. And if you've been looking at our trophies, you've probably seen some Mass Effect trophies pop. Mass Effect 2, I would imagine. We will get onto a spoiler cast for that down the road. But for now, you can write the show at psthisisawesome@gmail.com. And most importantly, don't forget to share our show with your friends. Make sure to leave comments and rate our podcast as you see fit. As a reminder, we're a video podcast as well. So if you want to stare at our ugly mugs, talk about video games, you can do so on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. And for new and or long-time listeners, we now have a Patreon. You can support our show at $1 at a $1 level. Call it the one and only $1 club. Head over to patreon.com/PSThisIsAwesome, and you can become a $1 patron. And for that, you will get a vinyl sticker mailed to you in the snail mail way to your physical mailing address. If you choose to give that to us when you sign up on Patreon, we will send you a die-cut sticker, and we will also give you a shout-out on our show for $1 a month. With that out of the way, Jake, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Just did some running earlier today. Had a long weekend with the holiday. Did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
My cats are knocking stuff over.
Yeah. As they should be.
But yeah, I don't know. The listeners have been waiting a little extra long for this episode, so don't need to waste a lot of time boring them with the story about yard work and busy weekends.
Fair enough. Yeah. We're recording this a little bit late. We're coming in out of the 4th of July weekend, and I just finished recording bass with Paul for one of my lands, so the bass is now done. And it's been a busy weekend. We had a show get canceled on us on Friday due to rain. Saturday, we had a nice show in Conneaut, Ohio. We played at this nice vineyard. It was a good time. And yeah, things have been pretty good. Just spending time with family and trying to hold down the fort. Jake, you've been dog sitting a little bit. So we actually got a round of golf in, and we fucking cleaned house. It was amazing. Felt kind of good, to be honest. You and I teamed up for a good scramble. We did pretty well. It was your first time out. Who knows how many times I've been out this summer. But that felt really good. Played a friend of mine who runs one of the venues that we play at and books us all the time. So it was nice to take it to him on the golf course. But outside of that, there really hasn't been a ton of news for video games, but we will get into the news. But first I want to talk about real quick what we're playing. I don't know if you actually had a chance to play this, and I know because of the holiday weekend and things have been pretty actually crazy. We've been busy with the band and stuff all month. We told the listeners that we would play the PS Plus game Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And I got a little bit of time with it. I didn't spend a lot of time with it. We'll talk about that. I'm also doing Mass Effect 2, and I can't believe how much I enjoy this game. Like, I don't even know why I like it, outside of it having a fucking awesome story and all the character development is awesome. Like, I'm not in love with the gameplay or the mechanics at all. But I love the game, and it's a weird dichotomy here for me to like not be like, oh, I can't wait for the next battle. It's gonna be a blast. Like, dude, I just want the battles to be over, just so I can like experience more of the story. It's weird. We'll talk about that more later on our spoiler cast. But I've been playing that. It's Mass Effect 2, and then I've also I unlocked the Dr. Dre missions, but because Mass Effect won my heart, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm sure when that's over, I will go back to the Dre missions. Or maybe I'll pepper some in this week if things slow down for me. But, Jake, are you playing anything interesting?
No, just Mass Effect and that Nickelodeon game. I'm probably pretty close to the end of Mass Effect, or at least I'm approaching the final mission. So I'm enjoying the game, but I'm ready to move on. So I'm excited to kind of get done with that and move on to something else.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. We'll talk more about it later and why I'm not sure if I'm close to the end or not. I think I'm getting there, and it's really weird. But anyways, let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And again, for the patrons who subscribe to the show and pay us $1 a month, sorry that this is a little bit late. It was kind of beyond our control. We just had a lot of shit going on. but we are doing the podcast. So we're hoping that you enjoy this conversation that we're about to have, and we talk about the news and some other interesting things. And thanks again for being a patron and joining, and thanks for listening if you're a new-time listener or a long-time listener and not a patron. We just appreciate you. Maybe you've taken this trek with us with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Maybe you haven't. But we're going to take a quick section of video chat here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about All-Star Brawl. So the first thing, Jake, about this game is these games are not for me because, number one, I can't stand the controls of this game. Now, I don't know if all of these games control the same. Like, what would be the big compare? The only game that I really have to compare it to was PlayStation All-Stars, right? That's the only game I've played like this.
I mean, I'll just cut to the chase. This game sucks. But I get what it's trying to do. It's trying to be a character fighter like Smash Brothers or like All-Stars, but PlayStation All-Stars, but it is worse than all of those games in every conceivable way, and not even by just a little bit. Like, the controls, like you said, are fucking terrible. I don't know, like there's basically like, it's like a 2-button attack system, and it's really, I don't know.
It's really ambiguous, man. It's really vague. Like, I went into the move set list, and it said like the only way to change your move is where you're holding the directional pad when you press the buttons. That's how you change the moves. And then it doesn't tell you how to float back up. So if you get knocked out of the arena, I played the whole thing through with Ren and Stimpy. Because they were like my most preferred, and that's probably why I made that comment about Ren and Stimpy. Now looking back about the guy, I was telling Nate that the guy serving pizza at the show we were playing at the food truck looked like he came out of a Ren and Stimpy cartoon. He just had that look about him. But yeah, I agree. I didn't really have a lot of fun with this. I did enjoy. Just the only thing that I think is salvageable about the game is something that the game's not even responsible for, and that's just the characters themselves. Those are characters that have been made by Nickelodeon for forever. So there was some nostalgia there for me. I don't remember seeing any of the characters from Rugrats, though. That would have been a nice touch. Wasn't that Nickelodeon?
Reptar was in there.
Oh, I didn't see Reptar. That's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So, yeah, I don't know. The aesthetic, the content of the aesthetic, I guess, was good, but I didn't like the 3D models on a lot of the characters. It seemed there were a lot of times where it seemed a little bit, I don't know, budget, and then there was some like weird moments. Like, for example, I played a fight where I beat Garfield, and Garfield was like laying on the ground, like crying with his mouth open like he is in the comics, but the model that they used for him looked like some fucking horrifying like thing where they just like, his mouth was just wide open and it looked like he just had a blockhead, and it was really, really bizarre. And I don't know. So there was that, plus you had the fact that they did not have voice acting for this at launch. They added it in later.
Oh, right.
And all of the voices, none of them are the original voice actors. So they were all like, it sounded like literally somebody went into their closet over like the weekend and just like, you know, did impressions into a microphone, and that those were the voices that they put into the game. So I feel like the aesthetic was a little bit chintzy. I thought that like the content of the levels was pretty cool. Like I said, the content of the aesthetic, what they were bringing out there was nice, but it just, and I liked it, but it just didn't, like, it was like budget. It was budget, and then like the sound, like the like the music wasn't too bad, but like I said, the character voices and stuff were pretty wonky, and like we already touched on, the controls were just awful, and you have no way to remap the buttons. So like, for example, the fact that I had to jump using triangle was fucking me up so hard. and I really struggled with it. And then it seemed like the game wasn't deep enough. Like you could just essentially, if you got into a rhythm, you could just kind of do the same attack over and over again to like defeat the bad guys. And like I did so I played every mode in the game just to kind of get a feel for it. I played every mode at least once, which isn't really saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 modes in the game. There's just a regular battle mode. There's an online mode, which is just a multiplayer version. And then there's arcade mode and sports mode. The sports mode to me was the most interesting, but it seemed really shallow. Like, I feel like they could do maybe more with it. I don't know. Maybe it would be better if they were live. I think what it all boils down to is that the game is just so hard to play because it controls like garbage. So if it controlled more like All Stars, where it controlled a little bit more like a platformer, it might be a little bit easier to play. Because the whole thing where you get kicked off the level, it's kind of like in Smash Brothers where you have to use like your attacks to like launch yourself back up onto the map so you don't fall into the abyss.
You spring up, you use like a parachute or something or floaty device. Yeah, right.
But none of the controls, they didn't feel intuitive. Like I feel like I should, for a game like this, I should be able to just pick it up and almost just kind of do this stuff.
Yeah.
With minimal instruction.
It was a button masher, it felt like.
And like I played the sports mode, which is like there's a goal on each end and you have to fight to get the ball on the opponent's goal like so many times. And what is kind of cool with that mode is that depending on what type of ball it is, like if it's a soccer ball, you can just kick it back and forth. But if it's like a football, you can pick it up and throw it. Yeah. And if it's another type of ball, it behaves a little bit differently. So that was kind of interesting. But like I played the bad guy. It was just like 1-on-1, and I just fucking destroyed them. Now I wasn't playing on a super hard difficulty or anything, but it was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to stand in the way and then wait till they jump and kick it into their goal, like over and over again. And maybe that's just bad AI, but I don't know. I mean, I will say that like if you're into Nickelodeon stuff and you can look past the aesthetic issues that I really didn't care for, this game is free. So if you can get past all that stuff, and you can, pick up on the controls or whatever, you might really enjoy it. Just like diving back into the whole Nickelodeon thing. Because I thought a lot of the attacks that the characters had were really neat and like kind of in tune with what the characters were. But it's so off-putting to use like Garfield or Nigel Thornberry to do this attack that looks kind of cool on screen, but then it's just this atrocious voice coming out of him when he's doing it, and it just like throws the aesthetic off for me.
That's fair, man. It's a fair assessment.
I didn't play, like I said, I didn't play with every character, but my favorite character that I did play with was Powdered Toast Man. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
From Ren and Stimpy. Yep. And so I did enjoy, like, there were some characters. Shredder was pretty neat, but I couldn't play very well with him. One of the things that, like, I knew right away when I started this game that I was going to fucking hate it, and I can tell you why. Because as soon as I started the game, instead of just, like, being like, here's everything that's new, and then just letting me play,
yeah, right.
It was like, for 10 fucking minutes, it would be like, new character, Shredder, and then that would go, and then it would go away, and then before I could click something, it would be like, new level, blah blah blah, and it just literally did this over and over and over, and for like 10 fucking minutes.
It really did.
At least it seemed like it was that long.
It probably did it for the listeners too. If you guys try to play, you know exactly what we're talking about. That was really annoying, man.
Yeah, and to me that that single aspect of it shows like a lack of care for detail in like what the game is, that I'm just like, oh, they just shat this game out.
Yeah.
So like it's just not in touch with gamers and what a gamer would like be interested in a game out of this, and they're just trying to cash in on the franchises, which is really unfortunate, because I feel like if they did something like what what's the other one that's like the Warner Brothers properties? It's got like Shaggy and fucking Arya Stark and all that shit in it. You know what I'm talking about? Battle Versus or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Warner Brothers fighting game.
I gotta ask. We're doing this call.
Multiverses.
Yeah.
So like that game actually looks like they're trying, even though it's a similar kind of thing, it looks like they're trying to be legit with it, and people in the fighting game community are actually kind of excited for it. Whereas this game, on the other hand, looks like it was just, like I said, like it was literally just shat out to freaking capitalize on the IP.
Yeah. Let me say this. I've never used Discord before. We're doing this call in Discord. If you listen to our last episode, thanks again to the dude from Pop Culturist for recommending it. I'm sitting here, we're having this conversation, and I got a alert from Discord. There's no way someone is listening to us right now on Discord live, is there? Is there any way? This is a private call, right?
I have no idea.
There was something that hashtag from.
I literally have no idea. I don't know anything about. I literally have no idea.
I'm
about
afraid
Discord,
to click it, but it says Kai Jedi Master. For me, Aragon was disappointing, but to each their own. And we're talking about characters. I'm like, Aragon wasn't in this fucking game, so I'm like, what? How did this pop up while we're talking on Discord? While we're talking about characters of fucking Nickelodeon All Star? And I'm like, are they writing to us? I don't think so. That would be too cool. I'm just going to ignore it. If I click on it, I'm afraid that it's going to screw up our YouTube channel. So, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. See if they keep typing to you. Yeah, responding to what we're talking about. Yeah, so I guess to put a cap on that, I mean, I don't know if you have any closing comments, but for me, it's like, you know, I don't think that this game is worth playing for anybody, to be honest with you. But if you're like obsessed with Nickelodeon and you don't give a shit about like really quality gameplay, then yeah, by all means go for it. It's free. What the hell?
Yeah. So I didn't really have to say a whole lot, Jake. You pretty much summed up my opinions. But the only thing, like I said, the only saving grace for me was I enjoyed maybe some of the environments that you fought in. I enjoyed the characters themselves, not necessarily their movesets or anything. I just think it was nice to revisit some of those Nickelodeon characters. Outside of that, man, this game had nothing for me. The controls were annoying. I only played through once with Ren and Stimpy, and I'm like, this isn't. Yeah, I know all I need about this to give my opinion of this game, this PS Plus offer.
Yeah,
that's all I fucking needed. It's just not for me. Is it maybe for somebody? Sure, but I think there are better versions of this out there, like you said. The PlayStation, All Stars, which is well dated. Now, if you're a PlayStation fan, you're not going to get a lot of battle royales. Not battle royales, whatever the hell you want to call these. What do they call?
It's like character fighters.
Yeah, character fighters.
Like a platform character fighter.
There's not a lot of offerings, I don't think, on PlayStation for this style of game. So it's a shame that this one controls so poorly. I don't think there's a lot of them, at least. We don't have Smash Brothers. So, I mean, the only other option would be that other one, the multiverse thing that you were talking about, that I'm aware of. Brawlhalla, I don't think is like this. It might be close to it, right? Is Brawlhalla a game like this?
I honestly have no idea. Yeah. I'll be completely.
So I won't even speak on that. But anyhow, so there you go. But before we get on with the news, we need to talk about what game for July of the PlayStation Plus offerings that we're going to try. It's already July 5th or 7th, 5th, July 5th, 2022. Our options.
Hit me with the options.
Yeah, the options are Arcageddon, which is a first-person shooter. We have the Dark Pictures anthology Man of Medan, which I've already played. And we have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time.
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I would probably be... What's the Arcageddon, right? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it just released.
How's it spelled?
I think it's ARCE or ARCADDON, like Armageddon, but it's Arcadegeddon.
Oh, I remember this. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, if I'm putting my vote in, it's for Crash. But
why don't we do Crash, because it's a PlayStation title?
Yeah, I mean,
podcast. Let's do Crash. So we're gonna play Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time. That's a brand new game, right?
Well, brand new meaning it's not like part of the classic run. They remade it. They made it after they did the remake of the trilogy.
Right.
So it's relatively new, and Yeah, like Crash is historically a Sony exclusive franchise, but Activision owns it, so it's going to be on Xbox here shortly. So, which
Crash.
is really bizarre.
Crash 4. It's about time. That's decided. If you want to join us,
I'm interested in the Armageddon game because I think you can play it solo, but I would like just in my current state of mind, I think I would rather play Crash. I'm more. I haven't played like a character platformer in a while, and I'm kind of interested in doing that.
Yeah, well, let's do it. Crash 4. It's about time. That'll be the game for July. So if you want to take us up on the journey. If you're a Plus member, just download Crash 4, play it, and we'll talk about it, hopefully, the last episode of July. We'll talk about our opinions of the game, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. And we're not promising to play through the whole thing. We've talked about this every time we've announced a game that we're going to play through together. We're not promising that, anything, except that we're going to power it on. We're going to fucking sit down at the menu, play start game, and we're going to run through it. And then if the game grips us, it's going to grip us. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And then Jake and I will have a conversation about that. And granted, he's his person and I'm my person, so we very well may have different takes on these kind of games. So that's kind of how we are, but we maybe unsurprisingly had the same kind of take on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Wasn't really for me. All right, so let's get on with the news, Jake. For the listeners, we pull a lot of our news stories from pushsquare.com. There's been a lot of things, a lot of little news snippets about God of War, Ragnarok, and its anticipated release date. There were some leaks saying that there was going to be a state of play this past Thursday, from that guy that's leaking stuff on Twitter. We don't really know who he is. Nobody does, and he's been pretty accurate. I think almost 100% accuracy. But he said there was going to be a state of play on Thursday about God of War Ragnarok, and that didn't happen. And we also did not get a release date for God of War Ragnarok. So the developer, Sony Santa Monica, after this release date not being announced, we're getting all kinds of weird. Rather tweets and things that were really, really, really inappropriate. So their response, and then we'll tell you what was going on. They said every single person at Sony at Santa Monica Studios is working to create a game that we're proud of, one that we hope you will enjoy playing once released. Our fans inspire us, and we understand the passion and desire for more information, but that passion should not be toxic nor come at the expense of any human being's dignity. Let's celebrate our community by treating each other, every gamer and developer alike, with respect. So this statement comes at the heels of, so they didn't release the date, right? It was supposed to be dated for PS5 and PS4. Rumors, I don't even know that Sony Santa Monica even came out and said they were going to announce it. It was just secondhand sources. And these reports, according to Push Square, were corroborated by multiple industry journalists, saying that there was a blog post lined up, all kinds of details about the different editions and all this stuff. But it didn't happen. So things got bad, and apparently there were penis pictures sent to employees saying, quote unquote, in exchange for a release date, here's a pic of my dick. I don't understand this, man. It really makes me fucking angry, I guess. Annoyed that this is where we're at in today's society. Like, you hear about the rise and fall of Babylon and these great things, like, humans came together. Atlantis was a thing, right? Maybe it's under the water, right? We get to a point, and like it's the same. It's not the same, but it's a similar premise that I always kind of joke about with my friends when we're in the same room and we're texting. It's like, why are we sending text messages to a satellite that some space shuttle had to shoot into orbit so that you and I can abuse it and just not have a conversation right now? Like, it's like we have taken like things maybe to the worst extreme that we can. If the social media is if these things can be abused, they will be. But it's just like, I always feel like the worst of humanity is exposed all the time. And it's just like, I don't understand where these people exist. They're everywhere, apparently. They're not my friends. I would hope not. But like, why does this shit happen? Like, are we really in a world where does somebody think it's funny? It's just, this kind of shit just bothers me. It's like, have a little fucking dignity, have a little bit of I don't even know, fucking respect, decency, anything. Like, have something. Like stand.
I don't know.
Something.
I'm 100% a believer in being able to do whatever you want and having freedom or whatever. But like, there is a small part of me when stuff like this happens that would be totally okay with there being zero anonymity on the internet. Like, without you had no option. It's like, if you posted something, like, you're like,
all the sites
you're
you
fucking
visit,
all of your, like, all of your personal information is with that post, because it's like, people aren't gonna fucking send their dick pics to, because it boils down to probably a few things. One, people are fucking bored because they don't have anything to play right now because games are relatively quiet at the moment. Two, people are probably just generally pissed off because of the state of the world right now and paying $5 for fucking gas and all this kind of shit. And, you know, they're finding a place to vent. And three, like I said, it's like, they can just say, you can say whatever you want on the internet. Like, for whatever reason, the internet is a place where you can basically slander, slur, hate speech, say whatever the fuck you want, and it's just totally fine. It's like, it's still the fucking Wild West in that regard, where it's like, now granted, if a company like Santa Monica really wanted to, you know, find these people and report them to the police and all that kind of stuff and go through the hassle, they could do that. But like, at the same time, you also have to realize too that even though it seems like a lot of people are doing this, it's probably like a fraction of 1% of people that actually are excited for God of War that are actually doing this. Like to give you an example, even if 10,000 people sent dick pics to Santa Monica, that's still like 0.1 or 0.01% of people that are actually going to buy the game.
That's a lot of dicks.
So and that's a lot of dicks. So you're talking about, like, this isn't like a majority of people by far. It's just unfortunate that these people have the same platform and the same access that the people that bring positive energy do too. Right. Like, I get the right to, I 100% believe in the right to protest and the right to express your opinions and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, this is not expressing your opinion. This is just not liking something and having zero self-control. Like, the internet has done one thing to people. If the internet has done one negative thing to people, it's that because of anonymity, they don't have to have any self-control with the things that they post online. No one's
held accountable.
They can you can literally just say whatever the fuck you want. You can, like, that's why when you go to YouTube and there's like a video of a guy like showing you how to make a fucking cheeseburger or something, it's like, you know, 10 likes and then like 1,000 fucking comments about how the guy says like his R's funny and how he's an idiot and he should burn in hell, because it's like, people are just like, oh, that annoys me, and they just shit out a fucking comment. They don't even think about,
sucks, you suck, get a better mic.
Yeah, they don't think about how it affects the people that, like, if you think about it, if like at your workplace, you know, you're working hard to do something good and produce something that people like, and then in turn they just, you know, they're like, you're not doing it right or whatever, and they're just like, you know, sending you dick pics and being like, fuck you and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, it's a video game, come on, guys. Like, if this was like, you know, if you were like sending dick pics, let's just drop the dick pics thing, if you were like sending hate towards fucking, you know, SCOTUS over the Roe v. Wade thing or something, like, okay, I totally understand that. That's like a legitimate thing that people have serious opinions about, and it really is life or death for people, and I can totally understand that. This is a fucking video game. Why do you care this much?
Fucking stop.
To me, this means This is like the epitome of first world problems.
Yeah, fucking stop.
It's like you're
That's simple.
yeah,
just fucking stop it.
Stop.
Just quit your bullshit. There's no way to be polite about it. Just you're not being very polite when you're sending the fucking messages. Just fucking knock it off. I know you're not listening to our podcast if you're doing this shit because you wouldn't want to hear us talk probably, but just
I would hope that the people that stick around that listen to our podcast don't act
Dude,
this
I
way.
guarantee
I mean, everyone, there are dark corners.
Sony Santa Monica, I can guarantee it. And if you have, we're just inviting ourselves to tons of dick pics probably. So it's nothing I haven't seen every day of my life is a penis. So that's all I gotta say. I'm not offended by them. But anyways, that's really too bad. Good for Sony Santa Monica for stating what they had to fucking say. And I will say though, and I in no way support anything that they did or that we just talked about. They need to just fucking come out and say something. Like, just say like, yo, we're preparing a statement. It'll be ready within the next few months. Right. Even if it's just that, it's super vague. Has no information. Yeah, or they could just do what Project Red should have said was like, listen, we're behind. We don't have a date for you yet, so peel it the fuck back and relax, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking chill out.
Yeah, or just be honest. Just say, like, if they're not ready, just say, hey, we're not ready. We don't know what the release date's going to be yet. We'll let you know soon.
It will be at least 5 months before you hear anything, which is why Naughty Dog, I think, said what they said about factions to get people off their fucking tail.
Yeah.
You won't hear anything about this game till 2023, essentially, is what they said.
But which is good on them. But there are times when that can bite you in the butt, like when Bethesda came out and confirmed the Elder Scrolls 6, and it's like, okay, now everybody's going to ask you about the Elder Scrolls 6 for the next fucking 6 years.
Right.
Yeah, so like it is like there is no appeasing some people, but
and by some people you mean gamers, I think.
Yeah. But I really do think that this is one of those instances where Sony could easily. Yeah. I think Sony. The only reason why Sony hasn't said something is probably because they have some insider information on some games that might still be releasing this fall or something, and they're waiting to see what announces, on top of waiting to see how far into production they can get to see if they can confirm. Because like at this point, if they announce that it's coming out this fall, it has to come out this fall. They can't at this point deal
again, right?
Yeah, because we're too close. So if they announce a release date in the fall, it's got to hit it. Now, if they announce a release date in the spring and then they push it back, it's not that big of a deal. That's 6, 7, 8 months away. But yeah, I do understand gamers' frustrations. I do understand, people want to know when this is coming out. Sony has said literally fucking nothing after confirming 6 months ago that this game was coming out in 2022. And so I get why people are frustrated, but this is just fucking asinine, the response.
The bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fucking be a contribution to society. That's all. That's it. Do something. Do something positive.
I want to write. I don't want to write this because I don't have any desire to be like a hacktivist or anything like that. But like, I kind of wish that somebody. I think it would be funny if somebody came out with like a spyware or like a spam or something like that just like could just permeate people's phones. And then anytime they send a dick pic out, they are just inundated with tens of thousands of dick pics constantly, like every single day. Yeah. Dude, I got a really funny story about that. Not me. I didn't send a dick pic to my mom or anything like that. But like, a friend of mine that I played hockey with accidentally sent some damning photos to his whole family. I'll tell you it some other time.
So
but
you are friends with people that send damning photos. All right.
Yeah, it is interesting, but it is a really funny story.
Were they meant to go towards like a significant other?
No, it was meant to go to like a friend. It was like a joke. Like they had a thing where they were joking with each other.
With each other, sure.
And
someone that they knew,
somebody,
right? And they knew who the sender was. So, yeah.
Right. So basically, instead of sending it to their friend, it basically got sent to like everyone in their contact list.
That's
Yeah. So like it was pretty wild. I mean, he told me this story, and like he had the whole fucking locker room was howling.
Thanks.
And he showed he showed us this photo that he sent, and it was just. It wasn't a dick pic, but it was pretty messed up, and it was just so like everybody was just fucking laughing. So
howling.
if there are instances where there are these types of exchanges can be funny, but this is not one of them. So don't send people unsolicited dick pics, please. Yeah, especially video game developers that don't deserve it.
It's like an inside joke, and it's two people communicating one-to-one, and it's not. You know what I mean? There's a little breathing room there, I think. But yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
God, sending Sony Santa Monica pictures of wieners is just fucking immature and lame. All right.
Unless it's like a package of Smith's all beef hot dogs, and you're like, these are the best hot dogs in America, then go ahead. All right. But if it's a picture of a human phallus, then don't do that.
Yeah, let's pass on that. All right. Hey, unless this is a weird double fake, Jake, Sucker Punch, you know, the studio behind Ghost of Tsushima, they have confirmed that there are no Infamous titles or Sly Cooper titles currently in the works. And they also confirm that there is no other studio right now developing games for those franchises at the moment. Whatever that means, I think what it means is they're working on Ghost of Tsushima 2. And it probably also implies that those two franchises are either dead and Sony's not going to revisit them, or they're shelved at the very least.
I'd be curious on the exact wording, because it wouldn't surprise me if, like, honestly, I don't understand why there hasn't been like a PS5 or PS4 release of the Sly Cooper remastered trilogy,
or a fucking remake of Infamous,
or Sucker, or the Infamous games. Yeah, like why have Infamous 1 and 2 especially? Because Infamous Second Son, you can play that on PS5,
yeah.
But because it's a PS4 game,
at least well received, right. I believe.
I mean, Infamous 2 especially, which is a fucking phenomenal game. I don't understand why they haven't ported that to PS4 or PS5. It just is so bizarre to me. Now, maybe they're using it as a way to kind of push people. Like, I don't even know. Is it in the premium PlayStation Premium lineup? Like, can you play it in there? I don't know. I mean, maybe you can.
That I don't know. But now that we're talking about premium, Jake, I'm gonna skip a beat here, and I'm gonna grab my phone. And this isn't on our notes, but we had a listener write us, and they sent me a message on Facebook. It's actually a friend of mine that I didn't realize was listening much to our show, and he wrote, and this is interesting, and I don't think he listens a lot, but I know that he's a gamer. His name's Chris. I won't give you his last name, but his name's Chris, and he wrote a private message to me on the 2nd and said, have your podcast discussed the new PlayStation Plus Premium stuff? I was listening this week and was curious of your thoughts. I'll have to go back and look at past episodes. I got a cheap year of their previous service and have it for another year at premium. Some of it's nice, but there's less PS2 games than it had previously. The added free PS5 titles are nice, but I have most of them. The upcoming Cat title, he's talking about Stray, I'm excited for. Stray, I think it's titled. It looks charming as hell. And then he said that he agreed with us about the Last of Us reboot. And he says folks will buy it, though, especially the fans brought in through the HBO series as it reaches an audience. I think it will, but who knows? And he says he's also the dumbass that'll walk into Target when it's released and end up walking out with the new Last of Us game. He said it's part of the problem. So it's one of those things that when you do see something new and shiny and something you really like, it is tempting to just pull the trigger on it. But as far as the Plus games, it is kind of interesting what he brings up. Is he says that there are less PS2 games than it had previously. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but you were talking about PlayStation Plus and the premium, what games are available and stuff. But honestly, I for the listeners, just for transparency, I haven't bought up yet to the medium tier. I was gonna buy up to what's the middle one called? It's not premium.
Extra.
Yeah, I was gonna buy up to extra, and it makes sense to me, but not until I beat Mass Effect 2, because I believe that Returnal was on there, Celeste was on there, and there was another game on there that were all on my wish list. So it made sense for me to do it. I just have to do it at the right time. If I time it right, it's only a prorated amount for a few months to get 3 of those games that are worth 60. And if I can just blow through them, that's the way I'm going to do it. But I don't know anything about the buy up in the PS2 games, or how that even works, or what, the amount of them, or if it's worth your time. But I think he was indicating the PS5 games that are available, he pretty much has. So at that point, I think that was a good pricing structure on Sony's part, because they probably figured that, like, oh yeah, well, you might as well just pay another $20 and get the bonus, the extra shit, and then they wheel people into that.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, my cats are like trying to fight each other. Yeah. So I plan on jumping up to the extra tier, and like same thing as you, I was waiting until I was done with Mass Effect, because I didn't want to pay for it when I knew I wasn't going to use it right away. I mean, why pay the extra a few dollars or whatever it is?
Maximize your time
if I'm not going to use it. Yeah. So I was trying to find like a cohesive list, and it's actually easy on the store on your PlayStation to view the games in each tier, but I'm trying to I'm looking at the store website to see if I can figure out. Yeah, it's just like a list, like an actual like list of, and you can select like A through Z, and it's way too fucking confusing to actually look at on here. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make a cogent comment on the catalog for the premium tier, at least right now. But there are a lot of games, at least on the extra tier, that I think are worthy of that buy up. So,
and those are going to rotate as well, I think, over time.
Yeah. I think one of them, like a couple of them, are already leaving. Like Shadow Warrior 3, I think, is already leaving, coming next month,
games,
I think.
If they were part of that, I don't know if they were or not.
One of them is, I think. I'm trying to remember which ones, but yeah. So I am definitely probably going to buy up. It just, maybe next week or something, whenever I get done with Mass Effect. So
okay, cool. Well, I just wanted to touch that because I forgot that he had written me, and it was PlayStation related and it's podcast related. So thanks for writing, Chris. I hope that you stick around a little longer and listen to more of our podcasts. Chris is an old college friend of mine from back in the day. He ran the radio station at Edinburgh University, and we did a lot of cool stuff at college together. So
I will say that when I browsed the premium selection, none of the classic games and stuff that they had on there really jumped out to me as anything that was worth paying the extra money for.
Sure.
So to me, it was like, the extra tier was worth it. The premium tier, not so much. But that's also because I'm not the type of person that's going to go back and play the fucking original version of
Shinobi or something.
Whatever. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot or something. Yeah. So
all right, well, let's move on to the next news point, Jake. We talked enough about Sucker Punch. Who knows what the hell they're working on, but I know it's probably Ghost of Tsushima 2, and I'm excited for that. I love the first one. Sega has indicated they are interested in possibly pursuing movie adaptations to the Persona games. Jake, you're a big Persona fan. I haven't really been a big Persona fan. Do you have a hot take on this, or any take on this?
So I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but to me, the only way that this works, well, I shouldn't say the only way that this works, but the way that I feel would do the most justice to this, if they do you said they want a movie adaptation. To me, it almost has to be animated. Like, I don't understand how they could do a live action version of it where I'm going to care even a little bit, because especially Persona 5, Persona 4 even a little bit, but even especially Persona 5, the game is so stylish and that's part of the charm of the game. So you can't do that in a live action sense. I mean, they tried it with stuff like the Cowboy Bebop live action show on Netflix. It was a big fucking flop. So like, to me, and I think there already is a Persona anime that's like a few episodes or whatever. So to me, it's like, why not just build on that? Just make like an animated movie, and that like ties into the story of Persona, but they might not want to do that because they're like, oh, we've already done the animated thing. So I don't know. I don't know that I would support a live action version. It would have to look really interesting for me to care, or be like maybe it could be
sitting in a classroom.
Yeah, like maybe to me, the only thing I could think of is maybe it's a story that's unrelated to any of the game's stories.
All right.
But they're not going to do that.
All right.
They're going to retell one of the fucking games, probably Persona 5 because it's the most famous one, maybe most popular, I guess I should say. Personally, I like the story of Persona 4 more, but the gameplay of Persona 5 is much better. So yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. Yeah. I'm curious to see. I need to see like a treatment or something before I can really give like a definitive decision. My gut says no unless it's animated, but you never know. Sometimes you get surprised like shit. Because like to be completely honest with you, I was convinced that the Witcher TV show was going to be trash. And dude, while I'm not going to sit here and say that it's as good as Stranger Things or something like that, it's still really good for a video game like
book/video game adaptation,
TV adaptation or whatever. It's very good. Now I know that there are like, you know, on the other side of the fence, but I've only played the video games. On the other side of the fence, there are the people that love the books that Roman Polanski or whatever the fuck that guy's name is wrote. His name's not Roman Polanski. What's that from? That's from something else.
I don't know who the fuck Roman Polanski is.
But yeah, so like I know like the book lovers hated the second season of The Witcher.
Dude, not all of them.
But I think that the show, yeah, the vocal minority, just like with the dick pics. But I think that The Witcher TV show is really good. But that video game was also in a realistic style, whereas the Persona games are very animated and very like stylish and very like anime. So I don't see how you translate that into a live action. Yeah, I don't know. But I hope it's cartoon.
Fair enough. I'm not going to offer any opinion on that because I don't know anything about Persona except I didn't enjoy Persona 4 from what I played of it. And I know that's a fucking hot take. Didn't like it. All right. Anyways. All right. Where are we at? For those unaware, Fall Guys went free to play. And the developer, after 48 hours of it going free to play and this transition happening, tweeted that they hit 20 million players in the first 48 hours. That's ridiculous. That's so many people. That's more people than show up at Wembley Stadium.
20 million?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Now, Fall Guys was already a popular game, so they just opened the fucking gates, and they're just like, okay, well, we'll just scoop up whatever extra dough we can with, they're probably going to do microtransactions or something, I assume.
Someone was like, hey, what are you guys doing with Fall Guys? And they're like, dude, we're going to send it.
Yeah, we're going to make it so that your little rubber guy can have like a polka dot fucking body as opposed to like just a solid green body. So, and that'll cost you $2. And so, yeah. And it'll work too. I mean, even if they only have 20 million players for like the first weekend or the first week or two, and then after that it's down to 1 million players. If they've got 1 million players that are sitting there spending, $1 here and there, that's awesome. That's fucking good for them. Roman Polanski, by the way, is a famous film director.
I thought you were at first trying to say Charles Bukowski, and I was like, no, because they had the ski name. Hey, talking about books, Jake, can we talk about what happened with the writer of Metro real quick? I sent you that link. We're talking about books.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of got the cliff notes. But if you want to throw it out there,
I don't know a whole lot about it either. But what I'm gonna say is this, and this was on Game Rant. or Gamerant. It's a smush kind of. And this was posted on. This just came across. I follow Metro on the subreddit, and I don't know the validity of all this, but it must be true. It says Russia orders arrest of Metro series writer. So Dmitry Gluhovsky, who wrote the Metro book series that inspired the video game, is added to Russia's federal wanted list, just for fucking writing the books, apparently. I think that's crazy. You know, the Metro games, I'm an advocate for them. Did you ever play the one, the Exodus? Did you play it?
Yeah, I've played. I beat 1 and 2, and I played probably 10 hours of Exodus.
You were the reason I got into Metro. You told me about it because you had played it on PC, and then you're like, dude, you should really play this game if you get a chance. And I fucking fell in love with it. Yeah, and actually the remake, not remake, but the remaster of Metro 2033, which is the first one that they came out when they did Last Light. So good.
Is on PS4 was really good. Like those two versions of those two games on PS4 were really good. Metro Exodus just kind of lost me. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't grabbing me.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it might be the open world thing. It might be just because the game, those games can be ruthless if you're not careful with your resources and stuff. I do like, and I'm not, that's not me saying that there's any issues with the game. I'm just saying that for whatever reason, we didn't gel, me and Metro Exodus. I may go back to it eventually, but yeah, this is really fucked up. And there's a lot of shitty stuff going on with Russia right now. There's a lot of
That's the understatement of the year.
Well, I mean, and obviously, like long-time listeners know that I'm a huge hockey fan, and the second largest hockey league in the world is the KHL, which is based out of Russia, and a lot of NHL players will either start it in the KHL or they'll go back and play in the KHL whenever they're like in between contracts or something. And there's a lot of like shiesty shit going on where like if players want to leave the KHL, the Russian government is like stopping them and like all this, like it's fucked up what is going on over there. We don't need to get political and talk about the whole Russia thing, but like it sucks that this is bleeding into video games just by virtue of, you know, like what's this guy, is he still living in Russia? Because if that means that they can just nab him whenever, I mean, he must not still be living there. Otherwise, like, they wouldn't even have made this. This wouldn't even made a news point. They would have just gone to his house and fucking thrown him in jail.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to know more.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but I'm just sick of so much in this world right now. I'm just sick of a lot, dude. It sucks. Sucks that this happens, but the Metro games are fantastic. I think that I want to say Exodus is on sale right now because the guy I work with, I bring him up once in a while on the show. He's not like a super gamer, but he is a gamer. And he's more gamer than me because he's platinumed all of these. He's platinumed The Last of Us 1. He's beaten the game on ultra hard mode and stuff. He said he tried to play. He said when he beat Mass Effect 2, he said he instantly started a new game and played through it again. And I'm like, how? How'd you find time to do this? And he's like, oh, I think he platinumed Red Dead 2. I want to say he's found everything in Red Dead 2. Like so I say he's not much of a gamer. He wasn't a gamer when I met him, but then he's converted. So he came up to my office today. This is funny that we're talking about Metro because he came into my office and he goes, hey man, and I was like trying to open everything and like get shit started for the day, and like, you want to talk video games? Like, dude, I can't talk right now. But he was like, I wanted to, don't get me wrong, but he was like, hey, those Metro games. He goes, I picked up Exodus. It was on sale. And he's like, how important is it that I play the first two before I play this one? And he goes, it was such a good deal, I had to take it. He's like, it was like $10 or $5 or something. And these Metro games are always on sale. So if you haven't played them and you're in for a challenge in an interesting first-person game, dude, play them in order. and just fucking.
I was gonna say they're pretty story dependent, so you really should play the first two before you play Exodus.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said you got to play them in order, and he goes, okay. And I'm like, dude, you can guarantee you can get the 2033 and Last Light pretty cheap.
Probably for $20 for both of them.
Total.
I would think.
Yeah, they have a bundle that always selling online. Anyways, let's talk about something else. All right. Talked about Fall Guys. Horizon's Netflix show has finally been titled Horizon 2074, and it's going to feature cast members from other known series such as The Boys and The Expanse, plus more. Now, were you the one that was watching The Expanse? Did you like The Expanse? Have you watched this?
Yeah, I liked it.
It's got Mass Effect vibes, dude, without the supernatural weird stuff.
I mean, you didn't watch The Expanse then, but...
Oh, for sure.
Well,
they don't
supernatural.
They don't have like biotic shit going on in.
Oh no, but there is definitely some like alien shit going on.
Oh,
there.
for sure, but they don't have biotics. Like the humans don't have like ability to warp and like do crazy shit.
Yeah, they don't have like. There's not like the the superpower gene or whatever that I guess apparently some people on Mass Effect have. But yeah, it's so.
The new Horizon game, right? Or
I wonder what characters from those shows that they're going to have in it. Did they announce that?
So hard. No, I don't know if they did. They must have.
Horizon 2074. What the fuck does that mean?
That's a really weird title, and I was going to speculate a bit on that a little bit with you, but I just think that 2074.
I wonder if it's like pre-fall. Because it kind of like if that's the year, it kind of seems like it. Because to me, just based on the history of the game, and I won't spoil anything, but it seems like the game takes place like fucking 1,000 years past like our modern times. Yeah. So I would wonder, just from a curiosity perspective, if that is kind of hinting at the fact that maybe this is about the fall of man, not to throw a Resistance reference out there, but like, and like the taking over of the machines and Elizabeth Sobek and all this shit. And what's his name?
I have an answer for you. Silas. Silence. The events of Horizon Zero Dawn begin in 3020.
Yeah.
The Sawtooth is first sighted in spring of this year, August 26th at 8:45. The Nemesis signal is received by Gaia, causing her subordinate functions to become erratic and self-aware. This is on the... I just typed in when Horizon Zero Dawn takes place. So you are correct. 2074 would occur before Zero Dawn. So this is going to be a prequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. So Aloy may not.
I think that's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. If it covers like all the Ted Faro shit and the Zenith, the Far Zenith stuff, and Elizabeth Sobek. We wouldn't even have Aloy. And them generating the whole Horizon program, the Zero Dawn program, like that to me sounds like it could be a winner of a TV show. Because it wouldn't be like the fucking direct retelling of the games, and you wouldn't have to have like these big CG fucking robot dinosaurs and stuff. And now they are still going to have to do some stuff with robots because it's part of the fall of man. Yeah. But or the fall the robots took over the world. But like a lot of that stuff, if they're using the early robots and shit, they could probably do practical effects and make it look pretty cool and do some CG here and there where they need to. But they're not going to have to like do a CG fucking tall neck that's like 100 feet tall and it's going to look really dumb. Yeah, like so I'm 100% for this. Dude. Like if this is true, I'm way more excited about this TV show than I was before. Yeah,
so if the title says anything about the show, then you heard it here first. I will apologize to the listeners. I've had a little bit of Jack in my drink today. I'm not advocating drinking, but I'm dropping way more F-bombs than I normally do. I'm trying not to swear on the show. I've been making a conscientious effort, and it just dawned on me that I've been swearing a lot. So I'm sorry. I'm getting excited.
We spent like 20 minutes talking about dick pics, so I don't think you need to worry about that.
This is true. This is true. All right. Anyways, let's move forward a little bit. And this is what you're gonna get. This is the level of quality you're gonna get at PS. This is awesome. The best PlayStation podcast on the planet. Let's move forward. There was some strange early video, Jake, of the new Skate game. It's being released by the developer. They put this video out. Almost is what I took it as, is like a proof of life, like a ransom note, like this is real, like this is actually still happening. And the game seems to be on its way, but it also looks like it has a really long way to go. There were like no good textures. There was like nothing good. Like it was just fucking.
This video is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm watching it for the first time right now. It's like the first thing that it says is like, warning, what you're about to see is pre-alpha. Things might look a little different than you're expecting, but we're still working on it. Yeah. And it like literally shows like just models with no textures, and then like the game crashing clearly on a PC with all this fucking crap. All this shit going.
Warning, but you're about to see
so funny. If you guys could look it up, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I actually hear it. We can probably put this on the show, and I'm gonna put it on here just so they can hear it because it's fucking funny. I have the warning. I can play it, and it's just gonna record it for the podcast. Here, listen to this. This is what they say at the very beginning of the podcast.
Warning, what you're about to see is pre-alpha. Things might look a little different than you're expecting, but we're still working on it.
But we're still working on it. I love the transparency here, right? This is fucking cool. This is super cool of developer to do, and I can't even remember who's developing this game. Who is? I know EA's producing it or whatever.
But EA owns it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who's
making it. But they're looking for alpha testers.
I will say, I need to correct myself. I did say that it is Skate 4, and I think we were both like super wrong the last time we talked about this. You were like, it's Skate 2, and I was like, no, it's not. It's Skate 3, but it's actually Skate 4. So
who knows? Right.
But yeah, this trailer that they're coming out with is fucking awesome, and I love that it looks like they might just be calling it Skate, which to me thinks that maybe they're gonna maybe make it into a platform, like a live service platform, because there's all kinds of like characters skating around in the world, like maybe it's multiplayer or whatever, which to me could be like really fucking cool.
Online, but it's just Skate without the
I do hope that there's a way that I can kind of enjoy we talked previously about how these games are fun to just kind of play super chill, where you're just like not really doing anything, not really trying, you're just rolling around the world.
They're the
and like
best when you can do
sound.
Yeah,
and I hope there's still a way that you can do that, but it does seem like maybe they might be going for a multiplayer angle on this.
Dude, which
would be pretty cool, and just like rebranding it as Skate is kind of a neat option. I'm surprised they don't bring
Skate or Die back, dude. That'd be a great skateboarding game. They had Skate Joust.
Or like remember they made like a Thrasher game and stuff.
Skitching,
from like the old
Skitching. You were on rollerblades on Sega Genesis, and you'd like hang on bumpers. Skitch.
Yeah.
That actually had a really awesome soundtrack, even though it was all like 16-bit. Dude, the soundtrack was awesome for Skitching. It was all these grunge like programmed 16-bit songs. Anyways, dude, I'm done talking about Skate. I'm stoked on that game. It's funny that they were so transparent about it, and I think it's what every studio needs to do, is just like make a joke of it. Like, this is where we're at. You're gonna get your fucking game, but just fucking chill out. We need some help. We need some testers. Anyways, that was cool. That happened. And then the first photograph, Jake, of the VR2 has leaked. And it looks kind of exactly what I expected it to look like. Like, it doesn't really look like, oh shit, that looks insane. It just looks.
Yeah, it doesn't look a whole lot different than the old one.
No,
obviously, like the coloring's a little different, but the controllers are the big thing. Yeah. I mean, the headset is going to be,
pretty much just a headset.
Not identical, but it'll be pretty close to what the first one looked like.
Yeah, I like.
But it is cool that this picture's out in the wild. We kind of know, sort of. I don't want to say confirmed, but we can be pretty almost certain that this is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
They just need to come out and. They'll probably talk about it. Maybe they'll talk about it at Gamescom or like TGS or something like that this year. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they'll save it towards the holiday. They'll do like a state of play about it or something. But yeah, I mean, I I just need to know like ASAP if they're gonna release pre-orders for this, because I need to make sure I get one.
You better get on it.
That's all I care about. I mean, I really don't care if I hear a single thing about PSVR 2 until the day it comes out. I just need to know when to pre-order the thing so I don't get stuck in the mud.
Dude.
That's it.
Dude, yeah. So this is new news. It's not on the site, or not on our... It's on the PushScore site, not in our notes. And I just wanted to address this because this is kind of a big deal. So September 10th, Ubisoft are going to have a showcased. And it's going to be featuring, Assassin's Creed. We don't know what else they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't think we're going to see another Watch Dogs. There's been some speculation about a Splinter Cell remake. Who knows? But anyways, for the listeners, this is happening soon. Not very soon, but September 10th. So in a couple months. And this news just dropped. I wanted to talk about that. And I guess that there is a... let me see here. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about real quick before we get on with the end of the show?
So the one thing I would be kind of interested to see in a I don't really care much about the Ubisoft stuff. I only care about two things. One, the new Immortals game, and two, I want to know more about this free-to-play Division game they're making.
Heartland.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't really care about the rest of like Assassin's Creed and all that, but I want to see what the new Division game is going to be like, and I am really interested to see what's up with the Immortals, the new Immortals game. Now, that might be years off, so we might not see anything, but they did confirm it, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's hard to say when that's going to release, man. I couldn't even begin to guess. It's such a weird... It's kind of a weird deep cut, honestly, the Immortals game. And I'm kind of disappointed because I'm looking at our show notes right now, and dude, we don't have a closing in here. I'm really disappointed by that. And I started getting one together. Or is it in there? Or no? I think it's gone. Why don't you talk a bit about the games coming out, Jake? I'm going to get the closing set up for us.
So, like most weeks, because the PS Store is a shit show nowadays, you won't recognize any of these games except for one, because we've already talked about it. But the new games coming out are July 4th, which was yesterday technically. Instant Sports All-Stars is PS4, PS5. Rainbow Advance is PS4, PS5. Today, July 5th, is the one game we've talked about, Arcageddon.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a PS Plus game this month, PS4, PS5. Dungeons of Sandaria is PS4. Yuri Kill, the calumniation games?
Good luck with that.
I don't fucking know. CALUMNIATION games, PS5, PS4. July 7th, which is Thursday, Matchpoint Tennis Championships, which we haven't seen like a great tennis game in a while, like Topspin or anything like that. So that's kind of, I wonder if that game is any good. PS5, PS4, Zero Tolerance Collection, PS4. The 8th of July, which is Friday, we've got Eternal Hope on PS4. Klonoa,
it's a weird fucking word.
Fantasy Reverie series, PS5, PS4. I think people like the Klonoa games. And then Madison on PS5 and PS4.
Why have I heard of Madison?
Because it's a name, it's a place, it's a president. No, it's not a president.
I feel like it's reminding me of something else. It's like reminding me of what was that game that was kind of like an artsy fartsy game? That
was a fucking president.
That was a name though. That was a name.
What's that?
God, what was it called? Virginia. It's called Virginia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like Madison apparently is a first-person psychological horror game, and it's coming out on July 8th everywhere. And it says, "What would you do if you woke up locked in a dark room with your hands covered in blood? Play as Luca and endure the brute torture of Madison, a demon that has forced him to continue a gory ritual started decades ago, making him commit abominable acts. Will you be able to finish this sinister ceremony?"
No.
It looks like PT. The screenshot they have is like a hallway. Everyone's borrowing that shit from PT.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a horror game, so it might be kind of good. Anyways, that's all I got, Jake. I gotta ask real quick, and it doesn't need to be on the podcast, but I'm just throw it out since we're on the phone. It's easier this way. Who's your electric provider?
Penn Power.
Did your electric bill go way the fuck up this month?
I don't know. I never look at it.
Dude.
Because every time I look at it, it makes me want to kill myself.
Dude, Penelec is who we get our electric through. It went up 36%.
I believe it.
36. Our electric bill monthly is usually like $120. It was like $213. Almost 50.
Did you actually check the
wattage and usage?
where it was at?
What do you mean?
Was it actually where the extra cost was? If it was in the actual
they increased the rate.
They
increased the rate, dude. This is what it's going to be from now on. And I hate to be into the nitty gritty, but I would need 64 cents more an hour a month to break even. That's how much my Penelec bill went up. That's how much my electric bill went up. 64 cents an hour at work. That's insane. It's almost... Dude, talk about just abusing supply and demand.
My electric bill for July 11th is $207.38.
How much is it normally? Like 100 something?
It's usually between $150 and $200.
So you didn't get reamed too bad, but you got reamed. The new normal for you is going to be over 200 for sure. This is a new thing that
the reason why I say I don't really know is because my electric bill fluctuates between $150 and $250 based on, because all of my shit in my house is electric because we don't have natural gas here. So, if I'm running the air conditioner and the heat pump and the and I have the pool pump running a lot and we're using the stove a lot and I'm using the hot water a lot, then yeah, my fucking electric bill is like $300. But I don't know. I'd have to log in and look at my bill, and I'm not about to fucking do that.
This is the thing that's happening right now. So I had I posted about that. I said, who else is feeling the increase in the cost of electric imposed by Penelec with their most recent utility bill? Am I crazy, or is this a blatant abuse of supply and demand? And one dude said, yeah, they're following Big Oil's lead right now. Someone else said, it's only a 42% increase. Calm down. It's fucking real, though. This is real. And then someone else was like, yeah, I'm not on Penelec, but ours was insane this month also. So if you pay for an electric bill, fucking keep an eye on that shit because they're jacking it way the fuck up, at least in northwestern PA. Something happened, a reckoning fucking happened, and maybe we've been lucky for a really long time and they're just catching up with all the other utility providers, or they're just abusing the shit out of it and taking advantage of inflation and supply and demand. Who knows? I know it costs money to make electricity, and I know there are expenses involved, but jacking someone's bill up and saying, okay, now this is 42% more expensive per kilowatt hour or whatever, however the fuck they measure it, that's insane. That's insane.
I almost feel like...
How can they just fucking do it?
Well, no, I'm I guess fine with them charging whatever they want, but I mean, I'm not happy about it.
I'm not.
They are a business, but it's like they should... I know that they do have, like, on your bill, it's like this much goes to the power and this much goes to the service.
A breakdown.
But I literally want them to give me a statement that's like, we're spending money on this. Like, if they're a utility company and they're my only option, then they have a monopoly and I have no other choice. So at that point, they might as well be public sector. And if that's the case, I should get a report from them that tells me how much money they're spending, what they're spending it on, and what all of the money that I'm giving them is going to.
That's the way my water vendor is. Yeah.
That way I know. I should be able to know, and maybe there is a way to do this and I just don't know how. I should be able to know if they're fucking screwing me. And to me, it's one thing if they're like, hey, we're screwing you right now because it looks like the economy is going to be fucking terrible in 2023.
Operating expenses are going to go way up. Yeah. Right.
Okay. I can buy that, and I could even be okay with that for, you know, a few months. But if 2023 rolls around and shit's fine, then they need to adjust. So I don't know. I mean, this is one of those things, like I talked about earlier, about how, you know, part of the reason why I think people are so foolish on the internet is that they're just frustrated and generally with the way that the world is right now. But it's like, bro, it's real expensive to do anything right now. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't been able to buy. There is a really just generic type of wheat bread that I like. I used to be able to go to Walmart and they'd have literally 150 loaves of it on the shelf. And I have not been able to find it for a fucking month.
Dude, listen to this.
And it's some generic Schwabel shit. It's not like some, you know, like it's not like some fancy fucking, you know, designer bread or some crap.
Yeah.
And so like it's you know, we're gonna see shortages. And like I've even, one thing that's scaring the shit out of me is that they're talking about, you know, the fuel is gonna be getting pretty short, and prices are going to keep going up on fuel, and my house is fucking heated with fuel. So what does that mean in December or January or February? Am I going to be paying $7 a gallon to heat my fucking house?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to go broke.
Just come move in with me.
Because yeah, I mean, I probably use, just to give you an idea, I probably use 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel every year to heat my house.
Right.
Imagine if it's $7 a gallon, how much that's going to cost me.
$7,000.
I'll
do the math.
$7,000.
You're home.
So it won't get that high, and if it does, I'm just gonna fucking kill myself. But
you're not. Don't,
because I won't be able to afford it.
Yeah, you're gonna be upset, but yeah.
No, I don't know, but this is one of those things where, you know, hopefully, and so this is one of those things that kind of pisses me off about video gamers too. Like, from the flip side of it, it's like but drives me absolutely bananas that people are bitching about $70 PlayStation games. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Sony hasn't, like, the industry has not increased the price of video games in like 20 years
since I was a kid.
And even though inflation has been running rampant, and you're gonna bitch about a $10 increase in video games when it's costing them
not to
so much more money to make them.
And not to generalize or stereotype. I mean, I've complained about the cost of games too. If I don't think the value's there, I just won't buy them. But like, a lot of people that are complaining about these things aren't living regular lives. Like, they're living with mommy and daddy, or they were given money. I don't. It's not even fair for me to say that, but I feel like that has to be the case, because I don't know what other planet you're living on where you're complaining about something like that, unless you're just not
Steve
used to
Jobs
paying for
ruined
things.
Steve Jobs ruined it all with the App Store, right? You know,
yeah.
I'm not saying Steve Jobs did it, but he was the, you know, the inventor of the iPhone, like his era of Apple, and they created that environment where the race to the bottom happened, and now everybody thinks that, like, oh, if I can't get a video game cheap or free, then it's too much money. And it's like, you know, you're paying first of all, you're paying $500 for a console that if you were to buy a similar PC would push $1,000. First of all, just straight out of the box, you're already saving so much money there. And then you're talking about video games where a game like God of War is, not even fucking joking, probably gonna cost Sony like $300 million to make. And, you know, I get it. You know, if they sell 15 million copies of God of War, they're gonna make a profit on it. But what people don't realize when they see, like, oh, you know, you can't just say 15 million copies multiplied by $70, because it's gonna be the first 2 or 3 million copies are gonna be sold at $70. Well, the first 2 or 3 million are gonna be sold at $70, and then all of the copies after that are going to be like sales and discounts and all this other shit where people buy a bunch of them, you know, buy it, you know, after the fact. So I don't know. I mean, is Sony making a bunch of money on this shit? Sure.
But
they're a business.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they weren't making money on these games, the games wouldn't fucking exist. They'd have no reason to make them. So, like, you got to give them something. And anyways, we're on a fucking tirade, dude. Let's shut this shit
so
down.
we can call it. The moral of the story is, if you have dick pics to send it to like somebody who deserves it, like Vladimir Putin or something. Although he might disappear you if you do that. So just watch out. But otherwise, stop complaining about video games. They're fucking fine. They're all awesome. We've got enough to play. You've got enough fucking video games to play until God of War comes out. You don't have to be a bitch about it.
Right.
So,
or until the nukes drop. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. You've got enough.
Chill.
Fucking chill out.
Either way.
You're good. You're taking care of.
It's all good, man.
You're taking care of.
The nukes drop. We're all fucking dead. Who cares?
You're taking care of, bitches. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 130 of PS This Is Awesome. This has been an episode full of hot fucking takes and cuss words. And that's all I have to say about it. Thanks for writing in, Chris. Thanks for the listeners for being patient with us. We will be back with another episode next week. Until then, make sure you tune in to all of our previous content and listen. So like Kid Amnesia, King Oddball, and Kingdom Hearts 4. P.S. This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Fantastic.